Bienvenidos, ¿qué tal amigos? Welcome to our conversation practice workshop. This is what it's all about. This is what you want, conversation. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do things, and we're going to show you the right way. Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. Remember that. We're going to show you with our native speakers. We do this every single day, all day, unlimited classes. So wait till the end to find out about those unlimited classes that you can participate in. All those skills we've taught you in other workshops, all those skills you've been learning in books for years, this is where you put them together in the real world. We want to show you how to do that right. So let's go, enjoy. See you in the workshop. Vamos. All right, so here we go, conversation workshop. We're going to start out with conversations, and then after we do some practice, a few rounds, we're going to then explain our program and how it fits into our bigger program. But I want to jump right into conversations first, just to get it going. Okay, so here we go. All right. So, all right. So, Georg and Terry, Georg already, you know how to do this, but Terry, you don't. What you're going to do first is you're going to write somebody who you want to talk to. So let's say I want to talk to my neighbor. You're going to write a title like, what's the topic of the day? What do you want to talk to them about? About his dog. Okay, whatever, or our dogs. And then you're going to write a couple of things as if in English, as if you were talking to him. Okay, so, hey, what kind of dog is it? Okay, I have a German Shepherd. Okay. I don't have a German Shepherd, but if I did, okay. So I have a German Shepherd, and what's his name? Okay. Whatever, or, you know, how old is he? Okay, etc., etc., etc. All right, or I think your dog is really well behaved. Okay, so you're going to come up with, we're going to start with 3 sentences or questions, and then we'll show you what to do with them. All right, so Terry, we'll start with Georg because Georg knows. Georg, who do you want to talk to today?
To the person at the butcher.
Butcher? You love the butcher.
That's the thing I know. So
no, do something you don't know. Better go off the path.
Let's pick the taxi driver today. That has been some challenge. Yeah.
All right. And what is the topic? Just getting a ride, just getting a taxi, asking directions?
Yeah, getting a taxi, going to a specific direction, and then tell him exactly where to go on the last few meters. I would say.
Getting to a place. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. What place are you going to? Do you have a place in mind?
Let's say I'm in the city center and I want to go back home to my apartment.
Okay. Getting to apartment. Cool. So give me 2 or 3 give me 2 or 3 sentences or questions for your taxi driver.
Can you drive me to my apartment?
Okay.
It's in the Gran Via number 170. I don't want to expose my real address, so I'm making
Okay.
something up.
Okay.
And yeah. And then I would say, yeah, for example, you can drop me off in front of the supermarket once we are there. Yeah.
Good. All right. Terry, your turn. Okay. Who would you like to speak with today?
The gas guy.
Gas guy?
Yeah.
And what's the topic?
How much is the tank?
Okay. Okay. So the topic is about filling the tank.
Yeah. Or
Good.
replacing the tank. Here they don't fill it.
Good. So I'm assuming you're talking about the propane.
You betcha.
Okay. So pretend you're talking to the gas guy. Tell me 3 things that you want to say to him.
I need the first tank replaced.
Okay.
I need you to check in the back. My neighbor needs some also.
Okay. Okay.
And I need 2 bills for that.
Great. Okay. Perfect. So before we start this, normally we would just start right away and I just start doing our thing, but I want to explain it to you, Terry, a little bit, what we're about to do and why it works and just get you kind of like understanding the
I think I already got that from the last workshop. So
yes, but there are
You
people
don't-
watching this replay that maybe didn't.
sorry. Go ahead.
Somebody might not know.
Okay.
And so if people are watching the replay, so what we're doing, we're writing it in English first, and then we're going to discuss it in Spanish. If you're a beginner, all we're going to do is read it and memorize it. Simple. Okay? Because beginners don't have any tools to improvise with. They don't know verbs. They don't know vocabulary. They don't know prepositions and conjunctions. They don't know anything. So all you're going to do as a beginner is read it, memorize it so that you can go use it. All right. And that's good for beginners because it gives you a little instant gratification. It's something you'll actually use in the real world, which is great. Now, you're not going to understand what they're saying back to you unless you ask them a simple question, but at least you're speaking. Okay, and so that's good. That's half the battle. If you're an advanced student, we're going to improvise because advanced students have been studying for some months. They know their verb tenses, they know their grammar, they know their vocabulary. And so advanced students can go off script. They have more tools to go off script. All right. So the teacher, Allie, and I, we will start off slowly because we don't know your level, Terry, right? So just to show the different levels, we'll start off real slowly the first round, and then the next rounds we'll do the same thing, but more and more improvisation. Okay, so that's the basic path, is from memorization to improvisation. Okay, and I was actually talking to Georg about this earlier. You know, why can't Spanish students just simply memorize stuff like this and be done with it, and that's all you do? Okay, well, why do we even need teachers? We could just memorize stuff with Google Translate and teach ourselves. So Terry, what's your answer to that? Why don't you think that you can just memorize random stuff and become conversational?
Because people don't answer you the same way that Google would answer you.
That's right, because you're not going to understand their answer. Okay, and because their answer, they're going to use grammar, verb tenses, things that you don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, and so the only way to be able to converse and to improvise is by having verb tenses, what I call the glue words, you got to have good pronunciation, listening skills. There's a number of skills you have to develop. You can't just go to Google Translate and write your own curriculum. There's a process. And I'm going to show you an example real quick. Okay. If you take this here, keep going straight. I put this in Google. This is what Google gives me. Right? Continúa derecho. Or sigue derecho. But there's 25 ways that a real person in the real world might answer you, and all of them are valid. Right? And so if you don't have verb tenses and things like that and grammar, you can't memorize 25 things for every word, every sentence, right? There's just too many ways. If you were to tell a story about your day to 6 people, you'd tell it in 6 different ways. Right? There's no way to predict conversation. So the only way to improvise is to have these tools. Pronunciation, you need words, hear the words, say the words, pronunciation, listening skills, 200 verbs, 8 verb tenses, 200 glue words, and 50 vocabulary topics. Okay, so that's just why this is only one part of the journey, but it is an important part of the journey. This is where all those skill sets get put together. So here we go. All right. While we're doing it, I want you guys paying attention to the other person's thing. All right. I want you reading along with them. I want you learning, because we're learning from each other. You're going to learn vocabulary from everyone's conversations. Okay. And I recommend always to have a notepad with you and write down words and phrases that you see that are like, oh, that might be useful later. Right? When I learned Spanish, I always had a notebook with me. Cell phones are fine, but I always had a notebook with me. And I always wrote down words and phrases that I thought were useful. Okay. But I also studied my verb tenses a lot. That was a huge part of becoming conversational. Okay, so here we go. All right, we don't need this. We're going to go with Terry and the taxista. Okay. Terry, first round, we're just reading. Okay. So go ahead, Terry. Can you take me to my apartment?
¿Puede llevarme a mi apartamento?
Good. Wait, sorry, I had it backwards.
That's okay.
Georg.
I use cabs.
Georg. Okay. Terry's going to visit you.
And I live at an address they can't find, and it's a nightmare.
Oh, that's a
I
whole
need
other
this
story.
one.
That happens. Okay, Georg, go ahead and start reading.
Yes.
Can you take me to my apartment?
Sí, puede llevarme a mi apartamento.
It's on Gran Via 170.
Está en la Gran Vía 100. What was it? 70, yeah.
170.
170, exactly.
All right, Gran Via. Say that, Gran Via.
Gran Vía.
Now, is there an accent on this or not? Is it Gran Via or Gran Via?
Yeah, it should be Gran Vía, as far as I know, yeah.
With an accent?
I think so.
Así?
Yeah, should be the big road, I guess.
Okay, Gran
translated.
Via. Okay, Ali, would you know, is it Gran Via or Gran Via?
Con acento, Gran Vía.
Okay, muy bien. Está en la Gran Via. How do you say this number again? Mm-hmm.
170.
Mm-hmm. Good. And if I don't know the number, you can write it out. 170, and it will give you the answer, 170.
Muy bien.
Okay. Good. All right. You can drop me off in front of the supermarket when we arrive.
Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
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 Yeah. All right. Gay. Silent U right there.
True. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos. Good. All right. Terry. Ali, ¿cambiarías algo? ¿Casista o hay otro nombre para...? Sí.
Es que sí, no decimos gasista, pero
Sonic guy.
es que decimos el hombre de, no, hombre de que trabaja en la gasolinería. Es muy tarde.
Pero
No,
que
sí,
vende
gasistas.
propane, que vende propane, que para la casa.
¿Que vende qué?
Gas para la casa.
Ah, ya, ok,
¿Cómo
sí.
se dice propane?
Sí, gasista, sí, déjale así.
Ok, propano.
O decimos el del gas. El
El
del
hombre,
gas.
el
El
hombre.
hombre del gas.
Ok,
Sí, mejor.
muy bien. All right. Hombre
Hombre
del
del
gas.
gas.
Con el hombre del gas.
Bueno, I can remember that.
Okay, see. So here we go, Terry. I need to change the first tank.
Necesito cambiar el primer tanque.
Primer.
Primer tanque.
Mhm. I need you to check the one in the back. I'm going to separate these out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, there we go. I need you to check the one in the back.
Necesito que revises el de atrás.
Ali, revises otro.
Necesito.
Revises, está bien.
Okay.
¿Está
Muy
bien?
bien.
Okay.
My neighbor also needs.
Porque mi vecino también necesita.
Okay, muy bien. And I need 2 invoices for that.
Necesito 2 facturas para eso.
Muy
So
bien.
facturas is better than cuenta.
Pienso que aquí pues cuentas, 2 cuentas para eso, sí, mejor.
2 cuentas es bien o factura.
Mejor. Cuentas es mejor.
Okay, gracias.
Excellent. Okay. Excellent. All right. So that was round 1. Easy, right? We're reading. Does anyone have any questions on the grammar here? Are there any grammar questions you guys have from your things? Okay. No, all good? All right. So now round 2 will be memorization. All right. So Georg, you're up first. Okay. Do you want to review it once more, or do you think you're ready to go straight to memorization?
Give me 1 second to memorize it. So you want to say it, you want me to say it by heart, basically?
Yes, so I'm going to
Right.
tell you the English. All right. Let's try it and see how you do. All right. So I want you, we'll keep it on the screen, but you, honor system, don't look at the screen.
Yes.
Okay. Can you take me to my apartment?
Puedes llevarme a mi departamento.
Excellent. Okay. And you can say apartamento or departamento, they both work.
Okay.
Good. All right. It's in Gran Via 170.
Está en Gran Vía 170.
Now this is the hard one. Okay. So,
I have one.
all right.
I can say the one I always use.
All right. No. We're sticking with this. You can drop me off in front of the supermarket when we arrive. Do your best.
Puedes, how do you say?
If you don't know, just take a
Yeah.
look.
Dejarme, okay. Puede dejarme delante en, it's not in el supermercado, right? It's wrong.
Delante, take a look.
Okay, delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
Your
Yeah.
game. So say it. I want you to say it 5 times. Okay.
Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
Okay.
Right.
I'll do it again 4 more times.
Yeah. Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
Again 3 times.
Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
2 more.
Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
Good. 1 more.
Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
Good. I like to say, practice until it's boring. Repeat it until it's boring.
Yeah, I can see how it's working. So I have now 2 options I can use.
Okay. All right. So for memorization, repeat until it's boring.
Mhm.
If it's not boring,
That's a good mindset. Yeah.
it's still hard. Good. One more time, Georg. No looking. I'm going to do
Yes.
all of the whole thing. Ready?
Vamos, sí.
Can you take me to my apartment?
Puede. I have no idea.
Uh-oh.
Llevarme a mi departamento.
Okay, give me that 3 times.
Puede llevarme a mi departamento. Puede llevarme a mi departamento.
Okay, one more time. That was still a little rough.
Yes, exactly. Puede llevarme a mi departamento.
Okay. All right. Now we're going to do it again. No looking. Ready?
Yes.
Can you take me to my apartment?
Puede llevarme a mi departamento.
It's in Gran Via 170.
Está en Gran Vía 170.
You can drop me off in front of the supermarket when we arrive.
Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
Hey, all right. Okay. Okay. This is the process. This is called memory.
Okay.
Right? This is called memory. Memory requires repetition. Okay? So you're writing it, you're memorizing it by repetition. And then if you do that enough, then third step will be going out in the real world and saying it. Right? So the goal is that you don't have it, you just say it. You don't look at your phone and say it, you say it, you from memory. Okay? And the better you get at this, the more you can do. Right? The more you can memorize and the more you can use. So this is a daily practice of just writing, translating, and memorizing. Okay? We haven't improvised yet, no improvising, just memorizing so far. Okay? All right. You have 4 sentences here. Okay, so let's see how you do, Terry. All right.
Okay.
First of all,
Turning away.
turning away. Oh, she's ready. Okay. The gas man. How do you say that?
Nombre de gas.
Good. All right. I need to change the first tank.
Necesito necesito cambiar el primer tanque.
Good. I need you to check the back one.
Necesito
Take
de
a look.
atrás.
Okay.
Okay, que revise.
Read the whole
Necesito
thing.
que,
Read the whole thing 3 times.
necesito que revise el de atrás.
Good.
Necesito que revise el de atrás.
Revise.
Atrás o atrás.
Revises.
Revises
Mhm.
el de atrás. Atrás or atrás? Which one is it?
Atrás.
Atrás.
Mhm.
Atrás. Necesito que revises el de atrás.
De, not the. You said it more like French, not the. De.
This happens. Necesito que revise el de atrás.
Atrás.
Necesito que revises el de. It's not del atrás. El de atrás.
El de atrás.
El de atrás.
Mhm.
Necesito que revises el de atrás.
Good. All right. Next
Mi
sentence.
vecino también.
My neighbor also needs one.
Mi vecino también necesito.
All right.
Necesitar. Okay.
Good.
Okay, it's a male neighbor. Does that matter?
Not for verbs.
Okay.
For if
También
it's
necesita.
vecino, that's a male neighbor. It's vecina, that's a female neighbor.
Okay. Mi vecino, but necesita stays the same.
Necesita is a verb, nothing to do with gender.
Okay. Mi vecino también necesita.
Good. Okay. And finally, I need 2 bills for that.
Necesito dos cuentas para eso.
All right.
Necesito dos cuentos para eso.
3 times.
Necesito dos cuentos para eso.
Cuentas.
Necesito dos
Carrot,
cuentas.
carrot.
Yeah.
You let's slow down
Yeah.
because, and I can see it, you clearly have studied a little bit, you have some Spanish, right? And people who are maybe at the intermediate level tend to try to hurry themselves and be impatient. Okay, slow down and read it correctly 3 or 4 or 5 times before you go on testing yourself, because you're making little mistakes because you're rushing.
Okay. Necesitas dos cuentas para eso.
Try again.
Necesito dos cuentas para eso.
Mhm.
Necesito dos cuentas para eso.
Good. And I have a question from Georg. Mi vecino necesita también. Yeah. Yeah, you could say that mi vecino
Either way.
necesita también, or también necesita. You could say, I would say if you put it like this, maybe, see, Ali, do you have a preference? Is there any particular reason? Same.
No, es lo mismo.
Okay.
Pero
Yeah, so,
es más común usar la otra.
okay.
Mi vecino también necesita.
Or you could say lo necesita también.
También.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Day.
one thing about, well, first of all, your good question. First of all, that's a question that in English, first of all, in English and Spanish, there's multiple ways, like I also need one, or I need one also. Right? Like English is the same, right? You can say it in English both ways. Right? I need one too. I also need one. Right? But in Spanish, they are even more flexible than we are in English with sentence structure. So there's often many ways that confuse us because their sentence structure can be, you know, también necesita mi vecino. Right? You could flip it around and it would still make sense. Okay? And so there's just sentence structure in Spanish is a lot more flexible than it is in English. All right, but that's just a side note. All right, cool. So now
También puedes decir mi vecino también lo necesita.
Okay. Yeah. So you've got many ways to say the same thing, but our mission here right now is just memorizing things to say, right? If you want to understand all the ways they say back, you need to join our program and learn about the verbs, the glue words, the sentence structure, and all that good stuff. Okay? But in terms of speaking, this will get you speaking if you just memorize this stuff. Okay, it'll get you survival, what I call survival Spanish. All right, third round. Now we're going into improvising. Okay, so now we're trying to get from memorizing to a little bit of real world. Okay, so Ali is going to speak with you. I'm going to do the writing. Okay, and here's the game or the rules. Okay, if you're stuck, then I want you to say in English what you're trying to say, and then we'll help walk you through it. Okay? One of the reasons why I have students write in English and not in Spanish, they say, well, shouldn't I try practicing writing in Spanish? And I say, yes, if you were going to go to school and take a test, then I'd have you doing that. But you're not. What you're trying to do is converse. And what's more important than writing is speaking. And so if you write it in Spanish, you're only going to write it with the words you know. Like Georg made a perfect example. So Georg, how do you usually say this before today? What did you usually tell the guy when you said, can you drop me off?
Bajaré enfrente del supermercado. That's what I learned in your lessons.
So you have this kind of like rough survival Spanish thing, and it works.
Yes.
Right? Like he kind of, it makes enough sense that he knows what to do. Right? And so what you said, what did you say? Bajarme?
Bajaré enfrente del supermercado, por favor.
Bajar de frente, something like that?
Bajaré de frente.
Bajaré.
Bajaré, okay.
That's something I learned from David.
Okay. All right. Bajaré enfrente. Okay, so you have a little something that survive, it helped you survive. But what I want you to do is increase your vocabulary. I don't want you to be stuck with what you know. I want you to learn things you don't know. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we write in English, because then you'll think with your English brain and you'll learn new words from yourself. You can teach yourself new words. Right? If you're always saying the same thing over and over every day, you're going to get stuck. Right? And that's a big common problem for the intermediate plateau is people they get enough Spanish to survive and do what they need to do, and so they don't expand. Right? And so you are not just trying to get out of a taxi, you are trying to become a conversational Spanish speaker, which means all of these words are useful now and in other situations. You don't want to limit yourself. Okay, so writing in English is about expanding your vocabulary. Okay, so now here we go. So you are going to speak with Ali, and we're going to take it line by line. And you're going to start with the first line, and Ali's going to respond, and we're going to improvise from there. If you don't understand what she's saying, you can look and see the English over here. If you don't know how to respond, just say it in English, and we'll help you. Okay? So there we go.
Sounds good.
All right, Georg, you're starting. Ali is your taxista.
Okay. ¿Empiezas, Georg?
Yeah.
Sí. ¿Puede llevarme a mi departamento? Está en la calle Gran Vía 170.
Muy bien.
Ok. ¿Tiene algunas calles? No, borra. ¿Prefiere alguna calle para llegar más rápido?
No, I trust you fully. That's what I want to say.
Okay.
Is it something like
Te-
confío? Okay.
Sí.
No te confío.
Suena mejor si dices, no confío en usted.
Oh, confío en ti.
Okay.
O en usted.
Ajá, porque como es el taxista, no lo conocemos.
Sí.
Ok, tomaré la avenida. Espero no haya tráfico.
I hope so too. Espero eso también, something like that.
Sí.
Good.
¿Necesita pasar a otro lugar?
No quiero, how would you say it? I want to go directly to my apartment. It's not llevar, right? Because that's taking somebody.
Quiero ir. I want to go.
Ah, yeah, to go. Quiero ir directamente, something like that.
Puedes decir también, quiero llegar directo a mi departamento.
Okay. Quiero ir directo a mi departamento.
Muy bien. En 10 minutos estamos ahí.
All right. And Georg, when you feel ready for the next line, you can drop it in there.
I learned it by heart while waiting.
Sí.
Puede dejarme delante del supermercado cuando lleguemos.
Muy bien.
Claro, por supuesto.
Muy bien.
All right. Una propina, por favor.
Hoy no.
Es un tacaño. Oh my God.
¿Cuánto me cobras? How much do you charge me?
Oh, you do that before you get in.
Yeah, you do that before you get in. You
Good
forgot
point,
that
yeah.
one.
Oye, ¿o cuánto me cobrarás? Mejor, ¿no? ¿Cuánto
Sí.
me cobrarás? Muy caro para usted. Por no dejar propina.
Okay, muy bien. All right, good job, Georg. Nicely done. Okay. Algunas preguntas sobre el vocabulario? Any vocabulary questions here?
No, todo claro.
Good.
No, is it
Grammar question?
everything clear? Everything clear? Is that, how do you say that? Because claro is like,
Ah, sí.
yeah, sure. How do you say it? Todo. Can you use it?
Sí.
Okay, all clear. Sounds good.
Yeah, entiendo todo. All
I
right.
have a question.
Okay, yes, Terry.
So if you're asking how much it is before you get in the cab, you tell them the address. And then I said, no, cuánto cuesta.
Mhm.
Is that okay, or should I be saying,
¿Cuánto
¿Cuánto me
cuesta? ¿Cuánto cuesta means how much does it cost? So it works.
okay,
¿Cuánto cobras is how much do you charge?
okay,
¿Cuánto cuesta or cuánto cobras? Or cobrarás is how much will you charge?
okay,
And their response will either be that you say más o menos, because, cuánto cuesta, sometimes they don't know. You can, if he says, you could say más o menos cuánto. Like he might say, oh, we use the meter. ¿Cómo se llama the meter?
no, aquí es zones. Zonas.
Espera, estoy pensando. Taxímetro.
Taxímetro.
Okay.
Usamos el taxímetro.
Okay.
Okay, so he might tell you we lose. So if you're like, oh, más o menos cuánto. See, more or less how much. Bien. Okay. Just para estar seguro que tiene la plata. The
Está-
cash. All right. The cash, la plata, la cash.
Dinero, el dinero.
All right. Dinero. Okay.
Efectivo.
Efectivo.
Exacto.
Okay. Muy bien.
Soy yo efectivo.
Todo en efectivo. All right. Okay. Good. Terry, you're next. Ready? So you're going to
Okay.
start it off. Ali will talk, and then when you feel ready, you can bring in the next line.
Okay. Necesito cambiar el primer tanque.
¿Por qué necesita cambiarlo?
Oh, no hay gas.
Okay. Tiene sentido.
Pensé que tenía una fuga.
Okay. No. It's just empty.
No tiene una fuga.
No tiene una fuga.
Solo está vacío.
Was it? It's empty.
Ujú.
Es vacío. Vacío is empty. Okay. Está vacío.
Está. Está.
Okay.
Say
Sorry,
that with
sorry.
accent. Está.
Okay. Está vacío.
Yeah. Esta means this. Está means is.
Okay. Necesito que revises el de atrás.
You could say revise if it's usted. So yeah, necesito que revise.
Necesito que revise el de atrás.
Muy bien. Voy enseguida a revisarlo. Revisarlo.
Yes.
Lo.
Oh, lo siento.
Mi vecino también necesita. Well, in this case, I'd prefer to say that my neighbor is also out
Ah,
of gas, or it's also empty or
and
near empty.
su tanque. La tanque de mi vecina.
El tanque de
Oh, excuse me. El
vecina.
tanque, excuse me.
Okay, so the tank is very light. De mi vecina es
Está vacío.
muy.
Está
We don't
vacío.
know if it's empty, but it was
I
very
think-
light.
No, no tiene mucho.
O también casi no tiene.
Casi no tiene.
Okay, casi no tiene. No, casi no tiene gas. Necesito 2 cuentas, por favor.
Muy bien. Voy a revisar el tanque de ella también. Y haré sus 2 cuentas separadas. ¿Necesita algo más?
Sí, no. Muy gracias. No, muchas gracias. Anyway, no.
Ok.
Okay, what's a nice way of saying no, that's it. No, that's all I need.
No,
I need
eso
a
es,
nicer way to say
no,
it.
eso es todo. Muchas gracias.
No,
¿Cómo?
es todo. Muchas gracias.
No, eso es todo.
Eso es todo.
muchas
Muchas gracias.
De nada.
Excelente. Bueno, preguntas sobre
Okay.
vocabulario o gramática. Questions over
No,
vocabulary or grammar.
no, it's good now.
Good.
I just have to learn some of these words.
Yeah. Okay. So this is our conversation classes. The better you get at Spanish, the more fluid this will get.
Yeah.
But you're learning, right, as you're going.
Yeah.
Okay. And are you learning while you're watching Georg as well? When you're watching Georg, do you also feel like you're learning?
Yes, yes, definitely.
This is part of the design. And Georg, do you feel like you're learning as you're watching Terry's conversation?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so this is by design. We have conversation classes with small groups of people because you learn from each other.
About how many in a group usually?
Could be 0 to 5, occasionally 6 or 7, but the average is like 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if classes ever get bigger than that, we just hire more teachers and keep them small.
Okay.
Yeah. So the idea of this is, again, this is the ice cream on the cake. You know, this is like the whipped cream on the cake, the conversation.
Yeah.
To make the cake, you need the ingredients. That's all these things I mentioned before. Pronunciation, listening skills, 200 verbs, 8 verb tenses, 200 glue words, 50 topics. It's this stuff here. Pronunciation, listening skills, some basics, 200 verbs, 8 verb tenses, all the glue words and vocabulary. These are the ingredients to bake your cake. The
Verb
conversation,
tenses.
right. It's not scary if you have a good system, and we have the best system. Okay, we make the verb tenses as easy as humanly possible. So basically, this is the ingredients to bake the conversation cake, right? Conversation, what you did, is one of the many components that we have to get people conversational, but it's obviously the most important one at the end of the day because it's the final product, right? And so by doing the conversations that way, you will slowly and slowly start feeling more fluid with them. But the only way to start feeling fluid with them is doing all of this stuff separately.
Yeah.
Okay. You can't just come to conversation class and expect to be conversational. You have to study this stuff to get there. And all of these things, we have an entire curriculum that is on video. So every single thing that we just that you need to be conversational, we have videos and flashcards to study everything. So from verb tenses to grammar to prepositions, conjunctions, to listening skills, pronunciation skills, everything is on a video. And everything has a flashcard. So week 1, pronunciation skills and listening skills and a little bit of vocabulary and your first conversations and sentence structure and question structure, and all of these little pieces build the cake, right? And the conversation is the cake. All right, so good. All right, we've already hit an hour, right on an hour, so that's perfect. Questions, Georg or Terry, or comments?
No, we've got an appointment for the assessment. I'll follow through with that and
Okay,
we'll see where we go from there. Thank you very much.
perfect. Good job, Terry. Good job, Georg. I'm going to stop the recording. And anyone who wants to join the program with Ali, myself, and all of our awesome team. Okay, you can see it here. Here we are.
Yeah.
This is our team. We're available Monday through Friday, all day, to practice class with a live instructor, plus the videos, plus our online flashcards. So all of that stuff, you never are without something to do. You should always know what to do. If you don't know what to do, you ask us and we'll tell you what to do. Right?
Okay.
And we'll make a plan. So this is for you, Terry, and it's also for the people watching
Yeah.
on replay.
Hasta luego.
Hasta luego. All right. And if you guys are watching the replay, comment. You can write to me or comment below for conversation. This month, we're having a free promotion of the Valentine's Day month. So your partner is free if you join. So if you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a spouse, husband, wife, if you guys join this month in February, your partner is free. Comment conversation down below, below this video, and we can set up a call to look at your schedule, look at your logistics, look at your goals, create a plan that fits your goals. All right. Gracias, Ali. Gracias, Georg. Let's.
Y nada.
All right. If you're watching this video, it means you really want to learn conversational Spanish, whether it's for dating, friendships, relationships, or just to immerse in the culture. I promise you, vale la pena. It's worth it. But I have to be honest with you. My workshops alone will not get you there. These are pieces in a much bigger puzzle. This is the easy part of the journey, the academic part. You need more. You need immersion. You need daily practice with native speakers who will help correct you and guide you, but also make it feel real. You need accountability, someone to keep track of you, keep you motivated, and make sure you're not falling behind. Those are the things that will give you confidence to go out there and talk to everyone. That's where the real learning begins. So if you want to be able to do this in the real world, let's chat. I'll show you why 99% of expats and travelers fail to ever get conversational, and why we succeed, and how we're going to succeed specifically with you, with your life, your schedule, your level, your goals. Mention the secret word, vamos, for a limited lifetime guarantee, where if you join our program, we'll make sure you get to your goals at no extra cost. If you finish the program and you haven't reached your goals, you continue working with us for free. It's a guarantee. El español te va a cambiar la vida. Nos vemos pronto. Vamos.